Okay, so these Reate EXO utility knives. Sort of a, I guess, a long-term review. I need to put a blade back in it, but the blade was nasty after getting used at a sand change. So I've had this thing for a couple months now. It has really been flawless. I made a little sheath for it, which it's in the other room. I don't have it right now. I can do a full review later. But I used this thing recently to cut a bunch of bags of sand, like 70 bags of sand or something. And it got just a little bit of a drag to it. So I think it just, I sprayed it with WD-40 after I used it, cleaned it up. It was basically completely locked up. I took the blade out, tossed it, WD-40'd it. It slides again, but it hangs up right about here. So this is a good opportunity to see how easy it is to clean and maintain one of these. Now I've already noticed I need a second driver to work on this, which is not a big deal. We have some. But what I'm going to start with is I'm going to pull this sled out. So we're going to drop this. And basically what we're going to do is release those two screws. Oh, my good Weehaw bits are with my sharpening stuff in the truck, and I'm being lazy. I don't want to go get them, so we're going to use this cheapy set. Okay, so the back piece fell off. This is just a little cheap Harbor Freight set that I've just had because, sometimes you need a second pair of them. Okay, so we got our screws. Let's make sure we don't lose anything. Got our screws, our little nubs that hold it in. So that's it. That's your little sled that it rides on. And my guess is there's just a tiny little bit of crud in there. So let me get some stuff and we'll clean this out and we'll go from there. Be right back. Okay, so I grabbed a towel, and what I'm going to do is the same isopropyl alcohol I use to clean knives when I sharpen. We're just going to spray a little bit of that down in there. And you could use WD-40. It would probably work great, if not better. Also lubricate this a little bit. I'm using this because I know it will dry, so I just kind of want to, all these parts too are dirty after, being in a filter, so this is kind of dual purpose for me because this is also cleaning these just a little bit. So, all right, we're going to let that sit for a second and kind of drain out, dry a little bit, and then we will see. I'm probably still gonna spray a little bit of Ballistol or rim oil, whatever you've got. You could use WD-40 as well. I'd have to run outside to get WD-40, so rim oil. Oh, this can's almost out. Alright, got to the point where it's dripping. So let's let all that run off and out of there. We'll dry this thing off and we'll fit it back together and see. But, these things really shouldn't be hard to clean. Those tracks are pretty wide open. And it's not like there was a ton of debris in this thing. I'll just use this rag. Kind of just clean off the excess on the outside because that doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's dry off the sled. And I like isopropyl alcohol for a couple reasons. You know, one, I use it for cleaning up knives that have been sharpened, especially kitchen knives, because it sanitizes, helps get the debris off, like any smudge or smudge that's on the blade, and it dries quickly, so it doesn't leave like a residue on the blade. It's not going to rust your blade. I really like using it to clean up little parts and things that I don't want to hold moisture necessarily, because I'd hate for those parts to rust. I don't remember if these are steel or titanium parts. I'd have to go back and look. I know the body's aluminum, so I'm really not concerned by that. Let's go ahead and wipe down that inside track just a little bit. Let me see if I have any Q-tips. I do. No, probably not a bad idea. Take a Q-tip, just wipe down anything you can get to. Sorry if you can hear the dogs. They're building in the lot across the street. We're in the woods, so dogs aren't really used to noise all day, so they're kind of on edge. At least they're not used to noise from the neighbors. They're used to the neighbors being retirees, chilling, or people at work. Okay. So, pretty well cleaned off now. Not 100% dry, but part of that's because we keep laying it back down in this rag. Okay, so, yep, that's all dried out. Clean again. We'll put our little let's see if I can get this thing right. Nope, that's definitely not right. Had that backwards. Genius. It still feels wrong. What is happening? This is hard to do on camera. Hold on here. That should go right. Oh, because I'm not. Oh, yep. Because there's a certain side it goes in. So one side won't fit. It's too thick. So it's clearly beveled on one side because it slides in perfectly that way. Alright, well, we learned something. We'll leave that in there. Somebody might find that helpful. Okay, now see, that's what we wanted, was it to drop smoothly. Cool. All right, let's put it back together. Oh, we're gonna have to slide it down to get to that. So we're gonna slide that down. We'll take that back piece, lock it in place. Should hold it there. That makes it nice. Once you put it in, you can close the unit and it's going to hold it in place. Put your finger on it, flip it over, take your, now this is where I would recommend taking yourself a little bit of blue Loctite Dip your screws in it. The blue Loctite is the stuff that's not permanent, like red. Red is great, but it's a more permanent bond. And so you would have to get a hairdryer or a heat gun more than likely to break that bond. I mean, it might break loose if you really got on it, but you're more likely going to strip a screw with the red, trying to get it loose later. And this feels like something to me they designed to be serviced, much like we just did. Kind of not doing it straight up and down. There we go. What we'll do is we'll take some knife pivot lube and I'm going to drop it in here where that carrier is. Clean off the excess. Put that away. Put our screwdriver and bit away and let that seep in for a second. Wipe it down, and you're back good. Sounds nice and smooth again. With the weight of a blade in there, I'm sure that's gonna function just right. So let me find a blade and we'll throw one in. Be right back. All right, let's put a blade in this thing. Oh, it would help if you do it from the right side, genius. Okay, so slide your blade in. Let's make sure our piece is correct. Locked in place. Blades were clearly sitting out in the heat. They were all... This is weird to do on camera. Anyway, I'm gonna cut myself trying to do this on camera, but she's back clean and working, so works for me. They're super smooth until you start getting them dirty, and then it definitely slows down a little bit. I mean, when I first got it, this thing was, there you go. I guess my angle's just wrong trying to do it on camera. There we go. Now she's working again. Cool. Hopefully that was helpful to someone. If you've not checked out one of these, it is probably the affordable way to get into one of the Reate EXOs, and actually justifiable, right? If you open a lot of packages, if you have a job where you destroy a knife blade, this is a good backup option, or a good thing to take when you know you're, cutting something that's known to destroy a blade or an edge. So, cool. Y'all have a good one.